welcome to South Africa. I'm here to shoot some videos about traveling in national parks and natural reserves, but I thought it would be a perfect occasion also to realize a video about safari styles and what to bring with you in a safari trip. Let's start with a bit of fashion history. The safari suit is composed by a shirt, pants, short or skirts, and the iconic safari jacket. This suit was invented in the 19th century, when it was used by Britannic soldiers in tropic regions. Then, at the beginning of the 20th century, it became popular between travelers that wanted to safaris, but also to explore ancient ruins, especially in Africa and India. In the 30s, safaris became more and more popular among rich peoples. Even women started to go on safari more often, and entire lines of clothing were designed just for that. They were usually sporty-looking clothes made in natural colored light fabrics. And an iconic detail was the safari pocket. A patch pocket with a box split that continues on the flap of the pocket and that is closed with a button. Between the 40s and the 60s, this look was made very popular by movies.
At the end of the 60s, some designers like Yves Saint Laurent used the safari jacket in their collections. Then, between the 70s and the 80s, the safari style is a big trend for everyday attire, with brands specialized in this style like Banana Republic. Inspired by these vintage safari looks, and thanks to the help of the fashion designer Czesky Babuski, I made the first collection for my new fashion brand, Manuari Clothing. The female selection at the moment has a skirt-shirt matching set that mixes the 30s safari feeling with a 50s inspired silhouette. And another set is made by trousers and crop shirt with more of the 60s-70s vibe. The male selection matches more or less the female one, and there are few accessories. I'm very proud of my safari collection, but you'll need more clothes for a vintage-inspired capsule wardrobe to go on safari.
The only actual rule for safari-appropriate clothing is about colors. They must be neutrals, not to scare or attract the attention of the animals. So, my safari wardrobe is made by clothes that are in the color of the heart, like browns and beige, military or muted greens, blacks and whites. About the piece of clothing, let's start from the most iconic one, the safari jacket. I have two of them, both bought from my mom in the 70s. The first one is this military green jacket. It's very light, has short sleeves, and it has a built-in little lace to make it fit on the waist, and it doesn't actually have pockets or the safari pocket, but just the flap is enough to replicate the look. Oh, this is my last day of safari, so all the clothes are dirty. Sorry. The second one is white, sleeveless, with matching belt, and has pockets, patch pockets, and even if they aren't actual safari pockets, I think they replicate the look pretty well. Let's continue with pants. Like any other video I made about vintage-inspired fashion, I suggest you high-waist pants. Basically, all the pants I have in my safari luggage are from mainstream shops, but they still go well with the vintage-inspired safari look. I have two brown pegged pants from Bershka, a brown palazzo pant open on the side, and this one is from Pull&Bear, a classical pant, beige, with little flap that mimic pockets.
These are the prototype for the Letaba pants, that then we decide to make brown. I like them in beige, but they get dirty too easily.
Then I have these shorts. These are actual vintage, once again from the 70s, from my mom wardrobe, and have this little matching belt, and they are actual safari inspired style. I put in my luggage also high-waist skinny jeans. They are not very much safari style looking, but they can go well with some clothes that I have in my safari luggage, and they are a must for every vintage inspired wardrobe, so I have it, I use it. The tops that I pair with these jackets and the pants are mostly long sleeve and short sleeves shirts, both black and white. They can be very simple, like the one that I'm wearing and that I also showed you in the video 20 essential items for a vintage inspired wardrobe, but they can also have like little details like these and the safari-inspired pockets to better recall the safari style.
But of course the best will be having an actual safari shirt, like my Satara shirt, with short sleeves, a classic collar and safari pockets.
I also have another shirt, this one that is actual vintage from the 80s. It has this African-inspired print in the brown tones, and this one is the one that I usually pair with my high-waist jeans.
Also with a fancy print is my Letaba crop shirt, that has some big flowers but in military colors, perfect for safari.
Other tops that I use very often are jumpers. Like plain jumpers, black, beige or white are perfect, but if you want something more on point, just choose something with the little details like these wooden buttons. This one, black cropped with the long sleeves, I think it's from Bershka, but I don't really remember because I took off the label. And this one, brown turtleneck short sleeve, is from Terranova. This is an Italian shop, I don't know if you have it abroad as well. Now, if you love dresses as much as I do, you can easily insert them in your safari wardrobe. There are many safari style dresses, but I have this one. It's beige with a folded neckline and black buttons in contrast. This one is from AliExpress and I think it's perfect for the safari look. Then I have this very warm and heavy dress with the long sleeve, turtleneck, and is perfect for a morning safari when it's colder, even though it's not exactly a safari look dress.
But for how much I love dresses, skirts are more versatile. That's why for my safari collection I splitted the Satara skirt from the shirt, so I can mix and match it with other tops and continue to use it even when the shirt is dirty.
Now, many lodges have swimming pools, and in some cases animals like elephants go to drink in those swimming pools. If you don't want to miss an experience like this, you should bring your swimsuit. Since we're talking about safari style, I went with animal prints. I have a high-waist bikini with a modern black bottom and a top that I think my grandma used in the 70s, but I'm not sure. I cannot show it to you because I'm wearing it in case some elephants come to the swimming pool and I have to run there. But I can show you this other one that I have. One-piece swimsuit, vintage, still my grandma's swimsuit. I think this one is from the 60s. It doesn't actually have animal print, but I think the motif recalls a cheetah skin or a leopard skin. And I think that the brown tones paired with this turquoise are very pretty. About the shoes, I think that the most beautiful one with this look are brown leather shoes or boots, but I use trekking shoes. That's because they are very comfortable, especially for walking safari and bushwalks. But let's talk about accessories. They are very important because they can transform a plain natural color look in a safari style look. Let's start with hats. Like the safari jacket, the pit helmet was used by Britannic soldiers in the 19th century. Then, from the beginning of the 20th century up to the 40s, was used by tourists while visiting tropical regions. It's a bit costumey, it's pretty cheap on Amazon, so if you want to do something like a pin-up shooting, you can surely buy it. It's not very comfortable though, and some people that never heard the motto "vintage style, not vintage values" think it's a symbol of colonialist ideology. Anyway, from the 50s, the favorite hat choice to go on safari was for something like that it's also more comfortable. Then you'll need a brown leather belt. Mine is vintage, from the 70s or the 80s, I don't know. It has a pretty simple design, so I don't think it's much difficult to find something similar in modern stores. Then jewelry. Wooden bangles are my favorite. Then I have this little bracelet that was made by disabled children, and I bought it at the Niani Cultural Center during my wedding day, well, Shangan wedding day. Then some wooden or wooden style necklaces like the one that I'm wearing, this one, or maybe made out of seeds. These are actually from French Polynesia, but I think they go very well with the safari style. Then I also like to wear some African style necklaces like this one or this one. Something else very cute to have is an animal printed foulard to be worn around the neck or on your head like an hairband. I'm not a big fan of animal printed stuff, but I think it's perfect for the safari style. And I really like this one. It's silk and it's super soft.
But if you want something different, check out my Talamati silk foulard. The giraffes of this print are actually from a series of photos that we shot in the Kruger National Park to a drinking giraffe.
And finally, some leather bag or backpacks to keep your sunscreen, sunglasses, binoculars. Binoculars are very useful. They are not only a beautiful shooting prop, not always animals come very close to the car. Sometimes they do, sometimes they stay far away, and you need binoculars for that. That's all for the safari style, but it's not all for what you have to bring with you on a safari. Because the best time of the year to do a safari is winter, and the best time to do a safari during the day are sunrise and sunset. So it may be cold. That's why you may need some fleece leggings like the one that I show you in my video, Vintage Essential for Winter, or maybe some body or some gloves, hat, scarf, jacket. This may not be very stylish, but I'd rather be warm. Now I think this is everything for the vintage inspired safari style and also for what you should bring on a safari with you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If yes, leave a like, leave a comment, and see you in the next one. Bye!